Good morning, everybody. I hope the week is starting off well. This morning's video is sponsored by Hannah Anderson in the merit of a refuah shlema, a speedy recovery for Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, who is in need of our tefillos. Please have him in mind in your prayers. His name is Harav Yaakov Tzvi Ben Liba, and he should have a very speedy and full recovery. Now, we are discussing the 6 constant mitzvos, as you know, and we are specifically focusing on the 5th of these 6 commandments that apply at all times and are meant to be filters through which a Jew sees the world. And that 5th mitzvah is the one I think that people struggle with the most, at least until they understand it a little bit, and that is the mitzvah of Yiras Hashem. The mitzvah, the commandment to have fear of God. Now, we spoke about this yesterday. Fear doesn't mean that you walk around in terror or in trepidation of some horrible thing that's going to happen to you. It doesn't mean that we have a fear of roller coasters or a fear of spiders and whatever it might be. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about an awe, a respect. In Hebrew, it's called Yiras HaRomamus. It's a respect or a recognition of God's awesomeness and hugeness and our relative smallness and how we live in God's world at all times. But nonetheless, we still struggle a little bit with why do we need to have fear of God. So it's always useful to go back to any relationship paradigm to understand our relationship with God. You can apply a parent and a child. Let's go with the parent-child analysis. You can also go to a boss and an employee. You know, in that relationship, of course, love is the foundation of that relationship. But if a person loves another person, but doesn't necessarily have a little bit of awe for them, or a little bit of fear, not fear of getting hurt or punished by them, but fear in the sense that you hold them in a very, very high esteem and you are afraid of letting them down in any way. If a person doesn't have that, then what's fundamentally lacking in that relationship is the commitment, the ability to do the hard work necessary to develop that relationship. See, in Judaism we have positive mitzvot and prohibitions, negative mitzvot, 248 positive commandments and 365 prohibitions. Love of God will motivate me to do the positive commandments. It's my love of God that will motivate me to keep Shabbat by lighting the Shabbat candles, or making Kiddush on Friday night, or praying during the week, or whatever the positive commandments are, to build a sukkah, or to eat matzah. You name it, the positive commandments are motivated by love. But what prevents me, what stops me from violating the prohibitions? Good question, because there are 365 prohibitions in the Torah. I love God very much. I want a relationship with Him, so I'm going to do all the positive commandments. But what's going to stop me from violating the prohibitions? The answer is the fear, not fear of getting hit or smacked or lightning bolts coming down, but the fear of that relationship weakening or diminishing as a result of my transgressing God's will for us and for the relationship. Remember, the mitzvos in the Torah are the rules of the relationship, how to build, develop, nurture, and sustain a beautiful, deep, meaningful relationship with Hashem. So it's the fear of Hashem, not the fear in the negative sense, but the fear of the awe and the yearning for that relationship to be as strong as possible. That it's and the fear of not wanting to lose any element of that relationship that is going to motivate me not to do the things that I'm told are bad for the relationship. We'll talk about it more and we'll develop it. Think about it, and if you have questions, let me know. Have a great day. Oh, by the way, I just want to remind everybody, 2 great classes this week. We have a class tomorrow night on Tuesday. That's my new Parsha class, Parsha Unpacked, and then Allie's class on Wednesday, Lights Along the Way. It's a great, great class, inspiring wisdom on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Have a great week, everybody.